So thank you for doing this. I wanted to spend a few minutes just to celebrate your success so far with ConquerMe. I've enjoyed working with you for long before ConquerMe and then during ConquerMe. So I'm going to ask some questions. I just want you to kind of fill me in on that. And I want to start with, where were you physically, emotionally, spiritually, just as a whole before starting ConquerMe?
Well, I've told you this before, but I was right back where I started because I had joined SBF and I've had some success, and then I stopped and I basically erased all the progress that I had made. So when I came back into the gym a few months before ConquerMe started, I was about as discouraged as you could get. I was completely out of shape. My nutrition was off the rails again, and I was just a mess.
Yeah. So you worked out with me previously. You had some experience with kind of gaining, losing, starting, stopping, that whole thing.
Yes.
So when ConquerMe came up, because obviously this was a new program, we're doing semi-private training here in the gym, and I start talking about this program called ConquerMe. What was it about the communication about ConquerMe that made it stand out as something that you might want to participate in?
Well, when you explained that it was going to be for people who had basically gone up and down, yo-yo dieted, and never had long-term success, that was me. And as soon as the first message came out about it, I said, I got to do that.
Right.
Because that had been me. Even when I joined before, I did every little challenge because it was always, to me, a short-term thing. Like, let me reach this goal, then I'm going to go back and do what I was doing before, eating what I wanted to eat and all that. So, and then felt like a failure every time when I gained everything back or lost all my progress. So that sounded like the ticket, because to me, not having to do that anymore and having a way to make it a long-term, lifelong thing instead of the up and down.
Right. So a lot of people, and this was just us trying to figure things out and me trying to figure things out, is I thought, me being a younger, naive coach, that if I just give you all the material and I give you all the information that you need, that you're going to be successful. So we would run these fitness challenges and I'd say, hey, MC, I'm going to give you the meal plan. I'm going to give you a place to work out. I'm going to give you all the tools, expecting that you'll continue to do that. Well, what I figured out pretty quickly is, for one, that's not enough to keep people going because there's no oversight, there's no accountability, there's no clarity, there's no certainty. But we weren't addressing the most important thing, which is mindset.
Right.
So when I created ConquerMe, it was all about, hey, we need to make an identity shift. Like, we literally need to change who we are in order to make this work. And we had some early conversations about mindset and about some of those things. What were some of your biggest takeaways from ConquerMe just in general?
That it would be a long-term thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is for the rest of your life. So there's no, like, you get to, the stopping point and then that's it. This is forever.
Yeah.
And that was just an aha moment, because I had never looked at it that way, that I was going to have to keep doing this for the rest of my life. But the good thing about doing it for the rest of your life is you're not going up and down anymore. You're on a course for health and fitness that, and you don't have to deal with the disappointment and all that anymore, because this is the way it's going to be. And I had never thought about it that way before. To me, it was always, when I get to the end of this diet or whatever, I'm going to do what I was doing before. And that obviously doesn't work. So that was a big change to me, to think in my mind, okay, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, and this is going to make me the happiest and the healthiest and the most confident person that I can be. And there is no stopping point until we're not on this earth anymore.
Right. So that's a huge mindset that I think a lot of people have to overcome, because they start something and they go, okay, I'm going to finish the program. I'm going to put the work in, and I'm going to accomplish from the program what I'm looking to accomplish. And they think that once I get here, I'm going to have lost the weight, the heavens are going to open, all my problems are going to go away, and I'm going to hang up my fitness jersey or whatever, right? It's going to be done. And so I know from you, I remember the conversation when you said, man, I'm starting to realize that, like, I'm investing in myself forever. This is a change, and it sounds so cliche, but it's like, it's a lifestyle change. People start making that connection and clicking. It's like, okay, I have to do this forever. And then it turns into, I get to do this forever because it's producing the result in my life that I want. And now your process has not been a cookie cutter, linear, like here's the plan and you go do it. It's been, let's see what works for MC. Let's course correct. Maybe she likes fasting. Maybe she like, what's that been like? And do you feel like it's been helpful to be able to customize and tailor those things?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because when you think about it, like I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I told you one time before I needed a book like Fitness for Dummies or whatever,
Right.
because I didn't know it, and I needed a lot of hand holding.
Yeah.
I think one time I said you were my shepherd, and I'm scared to do. I'm still scared to be cut loose and do it on my own because. If you think about the years it took me to establish those bad habits, the eating habits and the lack of fitness, well, it's going to take a long time to get out of that and learn how to do it the right way. So, I mean, to me, being able to work with somebody on a regular basis and say, you know, okay, well, you're doing it this way, which we switched up quite a few times, and that doesn't seem to be working. Let's try something different and tweak it. And so, yeah, that's been invaluable.
Yeah. So a lot of education around nutrition. I mean, I feel like that's one thing. You've made huge strides with mindset and just your perspective around this whole game of like bettering your health, right? But I think the dietary stuff's been a game changer because, I mean, looking at your food logs, it was clear that you weren't educated in this area.
Right.
You didn't understand carbs and fat and protein and all the things, right? Now you not only understand that, but you understand intermittent fasting. You understand, like, you are in the top probably 1% of people the average population, when it comes to your knowledge base about dietary habits. Do you feel like that's going to support you long term? And do you feel like it's been 2 years, right? You've been at ConquerMe for right at 2 years. Do you feel now equipped that you can do this forever?
Yes. Yeah, because like I said, the mindset has totally shifted so that this is like the lifelong goal now. And then I've learned a lot of things along the way. I still feel like I need some support, man. I know y'all aren't going to leave me. But, you know, and I still have questions that I reach out about. But yeah, I feel like, and I told you before, I was explaining even to my son who started a fitness journey, and I felt like I had a lot of knowledge to impart to him because of everything that I've learned in the program.
So talk about that. You shared that with me, and that just got me jazzed up. So what happened with the family because of your commitment to do this?
Well, he's kind of built like me, so he's more on the heavy side, always been a football player and all that stuff, but he'd put on some pounds since he got out of school, and he had a couple people at work comment to him that he had gained some weight, and so he started trying to do something about it, and he was running every day and stuff. But then he was telling me about his nutrition. He was like, yeah, all I ate today was a bag of beef jerky, and I was like, what? So I had to start telling him, you know, no, you have to up your protein, and I was, you know, up your water intake, and I was just telling him all the things that I've learned in this program. And I said, would you be interested in me sharing what I know? And he said, sure. And I mean, he was pumped about it. He listened to everything that I said, and he's still doing it. And that's been probably a couple months now.
So that is a trickle effect down into your family. Has anybody else made any changes as a result?
Well, my husband, he's a diabetic, and he never eats the way that he's supposed to anyway. But when my son started eating better, and they work out of town together, so then that kind of trickled down to my husband because they eat together, so they were cooking together. So now my husband's eating more healthy too. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's becoming a family legacy thing, and not just you going out chasing this, but it's spreading into the family, which is awesome.
Yes.
Good deal. So, tell me about some of the results that you've gotten. What have you accomplished since joining ConquerMe?
Well, gosh, let's see. I was thinking about that on the way over here. I've got a lot more stamina, a lot more energy to do things. I was doing a lot of stuff outside in the yard before this. I think I told you before about building fences and doing stuff that I would never have done before. Hiking up to see a waterfall on vacation, just having the energy to do stuff. Whereas before I would have just been completely winded and wiped out to try to do any of those things.
So missing all of those life experiences because you weren't physically capable.
Exactly. Yeah. And then also physically, I've lost a good bit of weight. I've gone down, I think, like 3 sizes. Dropping fat, increasing muscle. So, yes, I've seen a lot of changes. And also, obviously, confidence-wise, I'm a lot more confident and more mobile, like just being able to get down on the ground and get back up and, you know, just general mobility. As you get older, you lose that. And I just feel like I'm in a really good place with that, too.
Yeah. Physically fit for sure. Like I've seen that major progress in that area. You just being able to come in and lift more and do more. And like, that's quality of life, right? Like if we can't carry the groceries and pick up the grandkid or whatever the things are, we're limiting ourselves and our ability to live a fulfilled life. And so I know that you've shared that with me, like, hey, I'm out here building this fence. I never would be able to build this fence. So it's not all about weight loss,
right?
Like everybody gets so hung up on weight loss, weight loss, weight loss. That will come with time. But what I'm seeing with you is you've solidified some really good daily habits, like with getting your mindset right in the morning and doing some journaling. And like, you've got this really amazing journal that you've shared with a bunch of people. How has that changed your mindset? And like, how has that been helpful for you?
Well, I think that keeps it at the forefront. Like I have my journal right by my coffee maker. So as soon as I get up in the morning, I drink my big glass of water and make my coffee. And then I start filling out my journal for the day with my gratitude and affirmations. And then I'm writing down everything I want to keep track of that day, like my protein intake, my water intake. And then I go back at the end of the day and check off, well, how'd I do with that? So, and then cross-reference that with the little, the Excel spreadsheet that we're using. So yeah, that has made, and also, and I think somebody else might have mentioned this too, but to me, when I'm thinking about gratitude and affirmation, it just keeps me more connected spiritually too. So, I mean, I think the whole program has improved my spiritual connection with God because, I'm constantly focusing on that. That's the first thing I look at when I get up in the morning, and so the first thing you're thinking about is, well, what am I grateful for today? And that, I think that changes your whole outlook for the rest of the day.
How powerful is that?
Yeah.
Like, I really want people to understand, and we've talked about this in multiple conversations on calls and interviews like this. For me, this is so much more than helping people lose weight. I want them to learn how to clear the noise, to sit still, to prioritize the most important things in their day,
Right.
to make space, to be quiet and think and meditate and spend time with God. And like, we don't know how to do that as a society.
Right.
It's wake up and go to war,
Yep.
respond, check the email, listen to whatever on Facebook. So part of ConquerMe, and the only way we can conquer what's going on here is to make space, to connect with God, to be quiet, to think through, hey, what's going really well? What adjustments do I need to make? What's my plan going forward? And so I'm really encouraged to hear that not only have you lost weight, not only have you gotten stronger, not only have you solidified some better habits, but you have a deeper connection with God. Like, what weight loss program helps you do that?
Right.
Right. So, well, MC, what would you say to anyone who's just on the fence? They're considering maybe joining ConquerMe. They don't really know what to expect or if it's worth it or any of that. What advice would you give them?
I would say it's worth it because if you were in a position like I was, where you had been through it and tried every diet and gone up and down and up and down and suffered with the ramifications of your actions when you stop doing it. If you want to learn how to stop doing that vicious cycle and work towards lifelong health and fitness, this is what you need to do. What do you have to lose? Because you've already spent, I can't even imagine how much money I spent on every diet,
Right.
Literally every diet you could possibly think of. So, and this is hitting your diet, your nutrition, and your fitness. And one of the things too, when I used to work out before, I never even thought about nutrition. I would go and work out and then still eat lousy. So this is meshing both of those in a way that I had never done before.
So good. So you're talking about, we're working on your mindset. So you have a mindset coach. We're going through those things, helping you to develop the right mindset to be able to tackle this, the mental resiliency. You're doing fitness inside of ConquerMe. You're learning about dietary habits. You're learning how to control your day, which is huge. Like, people don't think about, how does controlling my day tie into me losing weight? Like, what does that have to do with me losing weight? Well, it has everything.
Right.
If you don't know how to manage your day and work from a calendar and prioritize your things and do a midday recharge and all those things, then how are you ever going to consistently put in the exercise? And how are you ever going to find a place to meal prep or do your nutrition stuff? So, MC, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be able to work with you over this last couple years and even before that. And I'm excited to see what you do next.
Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. Hey, if you were encouraged or inspired by this video and you'd like to know how you can work within the ConquerMe program, go to ConquerMecoaching.com and apply.